When we opened the doors to Old Cigar Warehouse in 2013, I never could have imagined the impact an abandoned building on Main Street would have had on so many lives. Of course, I had a vision for the space. I wanted it to be a beautiful place that people would want to book for their corporate event, socials, and even weddings. Looking back now, it's hard to quantify how much of an impact that seemingly simple vision has had on myself, my team, and our community.
We have so many fond memories of the Old Cigar Warehouse over the years. It was not just an event venue, it really was a place where people in the event industry, people in the community would connect. Christina and I have been fortunate to have photographed countless corporate events, weddings, other photo shoots and stuff at the Old Cigar Warehouse throughout the years. And it really was a place where we felt like we were home. It was like this home court advantage. Tammy, I remember, would always look to the community, look to the wedding vendors, the event vendors, and say, what can we do to make this space better for our clients, for the vendors? A few memories that come to mind. Of course, there was John and Tammy's wedding. It was so hot that day, but they had amazing food out on the back deck, a great band, and just what an amazing time that was to see so many people at their very best. Sad to see it go. We know that Judson Mill is gonna be a huge success as well. Thank you so much for everything you've done for Greenville, for the event community. Wish you all the best and looking forward to many more amazing events.
This previously abandoned building has provided a space for people to laugh, to cry, to love, and even to grieve. I am honored that so many families and organizations have chosen Old Cigar Warehouse as the backdrop to host their many celebrations and parties over the years.
Hey babe.
Hey babe, how's it going?
Just calling you real quick to remind you that we have to say some really nice things about Old Cigar Warehouse tonight for the going away party.
What we really need to talk about is we need to talk about what a great place Old Cigar Warehouse was, how our teams loved working there, and probably how great Tammy is.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the old girl and Old Cigar Warehouse too.
No, you can't say that. We can talk about the 200 plus events we've done between weddings and corporate, and that it's like one of our favorite venues amongst our team. We can talk about that.
Agreed, and that they hosted Iron Cater Throwdown 3 times for 3 separate events. I wonder whatever happened to Chris Rosensteel and Greg Teal.
I don't know, I think they're line cooks somewhere, maybe.
I'm gonna totally tell them that you said that.
Anyways, whatever we say, it has to be genuine and heartfelt. I mean, events at Judson Mills is going to be awesome, and we're so excited about it. But we've had 8 years of memories at Old Cigar Warehouse between us and our team. Yeah,
the liquid catering anniversary parties were some of my favorite times. I mean, it was, when we first moved here, it was a way for us just to connect with peers, and now some of these peers are our closest friends. I just love those parties. I mean, and the open bar doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, and to watch Craig Mahaffey and David Junker dance horribly, but of course, we can't talk about that.
So we agree. Old Cigar Warehouse is going to be in our hearts for a really long time. We made so many memories there, but I got to say I'm pumped for Judson Mills.
Yes, these 4 walls hold so many memories, and it's been an honor to be able to be a part of everything that's taken place in there. It's been a privilege.
Cheers to 8 years.
And cheers to 80 more.
Over the last 8 years, we have hosted over 2,000 events. That's over 1,000 weddings, numerous festivals, and hundreds of corporate events and socials. From 6 Feet Under, our epic Halloween party that we eventually discontinued due to unmentionable shenanigans, to our first tacos and tequila fiesta, to a CNN town hall hosted by Anderson Cooper, to Hog and Barrel, our bourbon festival, to the Iron Cater Throwdown, to numerous Euphoria events, to even selling off our inventory of toilet paper and wine to get us through the pandemic. We have been there, done that, and this building's been there the whole time.
I have so many memories of the Old Cigar Warehouse. It is truly impossible to just pick one in this short amount of time for this video. But just a few that have come to mind are thinking about the kitchen when it was literally a gravel pit, cutting a cake shaped like a full-size deer at a rehearsal dinner, spending 30 minutes at a wedding reception with the lights on so the groom could find his lost ring. all the Euphoria events, all the crazy Halloween parties, Cellar 912, a Valentine's Day dinner, CNN Town Hall, my own wedding. There are just so many wonderful memories that I have of OCW, and I'm thankful for the friends that I've made through my years there. The building is moving on to its next chapter, but that doesn't mean that we won't have all these memories close to our hearts. Thank you so much, Tammy, and the rest of the crew.
And of course, there are hundreds of weddings. Hundreds of couples, including my husband and myself, have been married in this historic venue. This is the place where so many people truly began their lives together. Photos of this venue are framed on walls and houses all over the country because of the power of those moments and those memories. This place has brought so many people together, not just as a network of professionals or coworkers, but really truly as friends. I want to say thank you to our High Spirits Hospitality employees, current and former, our Liquid Catering staff, and our Bravo 1 team for all the energy, the late night tears, and even the periodic blood you've shed for this place over the years. I also want to thank every single vendor who's worked in this space and provided their amazing talents to our incredible events.
We really want to talk about how much it has meant to us to be here at Old Cigar. Tammy asked me to share my favorite memory, and one of my favorites that has been so important to me through the years is we don't always get to enjoy the environments that we create, but we had a wonderful party. It was for 1,200 guests. It was in 5 different environments. We had the full parking space created in different environments as well, the grass area as well, both main rooms. But we created an entire Belgian pub in the cellar area, and we draped the entire ceiling wall to wall in beautiful vine greenery. And I got to sit in there for about 5 minutes. The lighting was dimmed, it was beautiful, and I realized this is what guests were going to experience. We can envision these things, but sitting there in that moment was so important to me because I got to take a moment and rest, and it was one of the most beautiful things we had ever created. And we think about the tears that have come surrounded by this staircase. The moment that Dad is patting her hand and realizing this is it, here's the walk. Most of the time they're concerned that they can get down the staircase safely, but that moment on this landing is always the most emotional time for couples. And we realize that the space has so much to do with what people remember. When they come in that door and they see the staircase for the first time, this is usually the visual that they see, and then they turn and see the ceremony space, and seeing their breath be taken away and seeing them tear up and seeing them clasp their mouth. That's one of the most favorite things that I experience on wedding day, whether it be participating in the ceremony itself or just seeing them as they come in. So those are my 2 favorite things, the cellar draped in greenery and what we've been able to do on this staircase.
Hey, my favorite memory of Old Cigar Warehouse is probably when I was working there and being trained on how to close the venue. It's a story a lot of people know. It is a little bit of lore and legend at High Spirits. I accidentally left the kitchen door unlocked, and that night at 4 a.m. somebody came inside, ended up sleeping on the prep table, sleeping in a trash bag, and surprising the venue captain that morning, and ended up hiding behind the bride as our event person was yelling at him, and his only response is some guy that he thinks name was Josh told him he could sleep there, which was not me. That was probably my favorite memory, although there are so many memories of Old Cigar Warehouse, and it's always held such a special place in mine and so many other people's hearts.
Yes, this building is beautiful, and that's great. But it's the people like you who have truly made it remarkable.
Well, I certainly have more than a minute's worth of memories about OCW, but those memories range from the excitement of the night we signed the lease and popping bubbles, to the blood, sweat, and literal tears that went into getting the place up and running and successful. My first event, my last event, to my very own wedding. This building and this business hold a very special place in my heart. Most especially, this represents time in my life that I spent dedicated to something so huge and away from my own family during a very pivotal time, but it allowed me to develop the relationships with my OCW family and Liquid Catering family that I will cherish forever. So thankful for that. So thank you to the business and Tammy and the OCW family, and I will never forget chasing birds out of the building.
Good evening. I'm Bobby Hubbard, Operations Manager here at the Old Cigar Warehouse, and I'd like to talk about 3 moments in OCW history that I love. The first is actually 2 days from now, where I have the honor, privilege of managing the very last event in our history and locking the doors with some incredible staff, incredibly talented people, and I wasn't here in the first half of the venue, but being a part of the second half and being entrusted with managing the very last event is something very special to me. Very humbled by it. The second is when my mom came to visit from Massachusetts. We walked around downtown, but when we got to the Old Cigar Warehouse and I showed her this building, showed her where I work, and face lit up, and she talked about how beautiful the brick was and the chandelier lights and just that awe factor. It really puts in perspective of how grateful we are and how spoiled we've been of operating in this building for the last 8 years. And it was a long time ago, the first time that we stepped into this building, and to see her face and brought back all the feelings of when I first walked in. And there are so many talented people here. That brings me to my last moment, and that's tonight, right now, surrounded by vendors, co-workers, influencers, everyone over the last 8 years that have had an impact on the Old Cigar Warehouse, one last time under this roof, celebrating everything that we've done in the last 8 years. To be a part of that, to be in the midst of this moment, is a memory that I will always keep with me. So, thank you for being a part of my favorite old cigar memory.
I will say, as hard as it's going to be to close the doors at Old Cigar Warehouse for the last time, I'm thrilled that High Spirits Hospitality will be opening the doors at 2 new beautiful spaces at Judson Mill in the coming months. This time around, we've had the chance to build our dream venues from the ground up, taking all the lessons we've learned from Old Cigar Warehouse and translating them to something even better. I look forward to all the memories we get to celebrate with each of you at Judson. Stay tuned for an invitation to our grand opening soon. This isn't a goodbye, but a we will see you soon.